Hello, good evening. Welcome to Business Success Conference 2020, an initiative taken by Infinito Mastermind Community and BNI Thrissur region. My name is Yevshad Kiki, and you can call me YKK. I'm a serial entrepreneur who turned into a business coach. So let's get go forward. Before we start, let me know from which city you are attending this webinar. Please type the name of city in the chat box. Please type name of city in the chat box. Okay. Welcome Ajib from Thrissur. Naim from Qatar. Welcome. Rohit from Jaipur. Ahmed from Thrissur. Ramesh Nair from Thrissur. Welcome. Rewant from Mumbai. Welcome. Who else is there? Just let me know from which city. Shyam from Kochi. Jason from Guruvayur. Yeah, let's go forward. So today we have Nikhil Metha. He's a passion coach. He's an expert in passion test. He's going to talk on passion accelerator profit. And before we go to him, let's set some standards over here. The first thing is I need high energy participation from each and every one of you. And make sure you attend till the end of the session so that you get opportunity to ask question to Nikhil Metha and me. And also make sure you take loads of notes. If you don't have book, paper, pen or pencil, go grab it and come back and make sure you attend and take lots of notes. And if you have, whenever we ask any question, make sure you answer it in the chat box. Whenever I or Nikhil ask any question, you can answer or respond in the chat box. But if you have any question or any doubt that you want to ask me or Nikhil, please make sure you put it down in Q&A option, not in the chat box, because we might miss your question if you put it in the chat box. So please only put it in the Q&A option. Great. And today I'm going to talk about cold calling success secret. So if you want to know about who all want to know about the cold calling secret, cold calling success secret. Hi Naufal, welcome. Naufal from Thrissur. Yeah, Rohit wants to know it. Who else want to know? Ramesh Nair, thank you for your response. Ajib, Amit, oh, Amit is saying me. Okay, Amit. Naufal is saying me. Rishad is saying Rishad. Okay. So the secret is simple. And please make sure you take all the points as notes. Please make sure you take all the points as notes and you share it with your team member, because it's not, most of the time, it's not you who is going to make the call. This is where we fix the mindset. We fix the mindset. We give tools, we give skills, then knowledge. That is how we coach everyone. So this is the part we're fixing the mind. So first thing is cold calling can't hurt you. Most of the time people are very scared. Even I remember when the first time I started making cold calls. I'll tell you one thing about me is that before I delegate any job to anyone, I will at least do that job for 3 months and make sure I learn everything about it. Then only I start delegating it. So because of it, I'm able to understand what are the difficulties that my team members will face when I delegate it. So initially, when I tried to make the cold call, I was afraid, like about the rejection, about how people might sound, how they are going to talk rude and all. So one thing, it is just a mobile or telephone. They can't hurt you physically through it. Okay. So that is one thing you have to teach your team member. No one can hurt you through the mobile or telephone. Next is make cold calling a game so that they enjoy it. So for example, it should be playful. They make the call, they say, yeah, I got the deal. The entire activity should be like a game. If possible, split your entire team to 2-3 groups and make a game where people who can close the deal or fix an appointment gets a point and the winning team gets some gift or something. Make it playful inside your organization so that they don't feel like it's a burden. Okay, so make cold calling a game. Next is be willing to take risk. Always make sure, like when you call, there might be different type of people, but you should be able to be ready to take all the risk. And the thing what I've seen is whenever we are ready to take risk, the chance of getting an appointment or closing a deal is comparatively high. For example, when a person talks very rude, take the risk of saying, okay, sir, I understand you are really upset or you don't like how I talk. Is there any way I can improve or help you, even though it's in this situation? So, like, even if they say that I'm not interested, also take a risk saying, okay, sir, I understand you are not interested right now. So, is it when in future, if you change your mind, would you mind calling me? So, such questions can hook them. They will say yes. From there, you can take up the conversation again. So, whatever the response is, take a little risk, acknowledge whatever they say, and ask a question. From there, continue it. This is something called feedback loop. You can use that over here. And make sure you warm it up as much as possible. This is one thing I do before I make cold call and before I do a webinar. For example, before I start this session, I have been sitting here for 15 minutes warming up myself as if I'm talking to you. I just warm up, keep my energy high so that when I start, the energy is high. So same way, before making any call, make sure your team member makes some practice calls. Just imagine there's someone on the call, they practice. Hello, good morning, sir. How are you? Whatever it is. Okay. Make sure they have a warm-up session before they start calling. Next is script out the entire call. This is one thing most of them doesn't do. They just dump the entire data to some of the telecalling or call calling staff and ask them to call. And these people doesn't have a script. And these people doesn't have proper coaching also. So one thing you have to do is make sure there's a script so that every team member talks in the same language, same content. So make sure there's a script. You might feel like, oh, script is not necessary for telecalling. Yes, definitely it's required. And another thing, like imagine there's a movie and they didn't write the script for the movie and they just shot the movie. Will that movie be good? No. Every good movie, they have a good script. That's why it's being very good and successful movies. The same way, if you want to be successful in call calling, you need a script. Okay. So we have a module on how to create script. It is a 17 step process. And so anyway, please make sure you have a script so that they know how to talk with the customer. And one thing is that even if the team member is not in a good mood, also if they have a script, they can follow it. Else, if their mood is not good, that it can impact the call calling. So the same way, also one thing I have found is that most of the time when talking, the person other end, the client or customer will want to know the price or availability. They will be asking some question in between. So if they have the script, they can say, yes, sir, I understand you want to know the price. Before I go to the price, I would like to say such. Whatever the customer asks, they won't answer their question. Instead, they stick to the script. That is the specialty of having script. Okay. Even if the person on the other end is abusive, they will be able to follow the script. Okay. So that is specialty of script. So one thing you have to make sure you have a script. Next is know your first 7 seconds of cold calling. Okay. If the same applies to a movie trailer also. If the movie trailer first 7 seconds doesn't impress you, you won't watch the trailer. And once you watch the trailer, you end up watching the movie. That is how it is designed. The same way, the first 7 seconds of your call calling is very important. And it should not be some artificial, enthusiastic, excited tone. It should be, if I am making the call, I'll be making call like this. Hello, my name is Yabshal. I'm calling from Infinito Business Success Conference. Is this Ramachandran from so-and-so? Okay. So I'll be talking in same level or at a better confidence level. Not below him, above or at the same level. That's the confidence level I maintain. Okay, Mr. Ramachandran, I heard you are doing so and so business. I would you like to increase your sales? We are able to help our clients increase the sales by at least 30%. So would you like to increase your sales? See, now I ask a question, he is forced to answer. So the same way, the first 7 seconds, you should talk about, introduce you, ask, make sure the other person is the right person to whom you are talking, and just hook them with the question. That's it. That's 3 steps. Introduce them, make sure the person on the other end is the person you are talking to, and make sure you put a question to hook the uh, client or customer. Next is, more you talk about you, the worse you do. I have seen people talking about themselves, our organization, so and so, so we have this much experience, we do that, we do this. But the thing is, the more you talk, the more chance you are going to lose it. What you have to do is you have to make them talk actually. So focus on, and one thing is, before making call, focus on the challenges you are seeing. For example, you are calling, what business I would say, a textile retailer. Okay, if you are talking to a business owner who runs textile, make sure you study the challenges of textile, and when you call, you point it to them. Say that, I know that right now people are not coming out and sales is low in the textile industry. We have seen this textile having bad business and stuff like that. So that they will know, you know what is the challenges, and they start to bite on that challenge. So even before they share the challenge, you put or study about those industry or market, or understand the challenge or need of the customer, and put it over your client when you talk. So focus on the challenge you are seeing, and make sure you engage them to start talking. The best way to make them engage is asking question. Is it clear what I am saying? Are you understanding what I am saying? Isn't this amazing? Can we take forward? Ask so many questions so that they will be engaged, and the more they talk, the more the chance you close the business. Next is dig into what's really going on. Most of the time what happens is that when the client or customer on the other hand say something about, yeah, I have this talent, your product would be a great help, at that moment itself the call caller or telecaller will start pitching or start selling. Don't do it. It's like fishing. Okay, when you fish, once the fish bites on the hook, you don't pull it, you let the string loose a little more so that it will bite more on the hook. And once it started to bite more, that is when you pull. The same way, when your customer or client shares the challenge, don't just start pitching or selling. Instead, dig more, find more challenges, pain points, needs from your customer. So dig into what's really going on. The next step is get that next step locked in. Most of the time, you can't sell anything in the mobile. You can only fix the next step. It can be a demo, it can be a visit, it can be a meeting, it can be something else. You can't deliver a product or service through mobile or through the phone. So it is, make sure you are not trying to sell in the mobile or in the cold calling. You're just trying to fix the next step. It can be an appointment, it can be an interview, it can be a demo or presentation, whatever it is. What is the next step? You're there just to fix the next step. That's it. So make sure your team members knows that. If they are not clear what is the intention of making the call, they might try to sell it, and the chance of being successful in selling the product through call calling is comparatively low. You can fix the appointment, from there you can take it up for the sale. So the intention is to fix an appointment or fix a presentation. That's it. So that is the intention. So make sure that your team members are clear what the intention of cold calling is. Next is, once they confirm the okay, so this is where we stop. So make sure you once they confirm the next step, you send them a email or a WhatsApp, whatever it is, and make sure the confirmation is official. So this is one thing that normally people doesn't do. When they make the call, they confirm the next step, but they don't send a calendar. What I do, I'll tell you, I send a calendar so that when they click on it, it adds to their calendar. So send calendar, email, or WhatsApp, whatever it is, and make sure you confirm the next step on the same day itself. And also tell them that you will be sending a WhatsApp or email, whatever it is, to confirm. It can be even SMS to confirm their next step. Next step can be the appointment, whatever it is. And next thing is, most of the time, once people do one cold calling, your team member, they stop the call and relax for some time. Tell them, don't do that. Don't run away from the phone after each call. Make sure they keep on calling the next person, so that the enthusiasm and the energy is up always. So once a person keeps the phone, relax, when they come back, they have to start from zero to build up that confidence level. So please ask them to keep on using, like, call, make one call, fix the appointment, take the another number, call, fix the appointment, make it a process. Okay. Next is, before the appointment, make sure there is a reminder sent. For example, if I have an appointment for Monday, my team will be sending a reminder for them on Saturday and Sunday. And in that reminder, it's just reminder, it's not again asking for permission. Like I have seen that mistake people do, where they send a reminder asking, hope you will be there on Monday. What is you're expecting to do? What would be the answer? Most of the time they will say, I'm busy on Monday, can we push it to some other day? Okay. Instead, the reminder should be like, you have committed to meet on so and so on Monday. We'll be coming. That's it. Something like that. It should be just confirmation reminder. Not don't reconfirm it. Just in case there is a genuine reason for them not being available on Monday, or that particular day, they will say to us. Okay. So don't ask them. If you ask them, you're giving an option for them to postpone it. So the reminder should be just reminder, not again confirmation. And do you want the secret that can double the result of all the things I have said right now? If you want the secret, YKK, you are only sending even for the webinar. Okay, yeah, perfect. Do you want to know the secret that can double the impact of whatever I said till now? If you want me to do that, type yes in the chat box. Let me see how many of you want it. One last step. Okay, thank you, Naufal, for your response. Thank you, Guru Prasad. Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you, Jose, for your response. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Rohit. Since everyone wants to know it, I would share it. Okay, incorporate your cold calling with the prospecting campaign. For example, when you get the data, don't directly give to your team. Instead, start WhatsApp marketing, email marketing, Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing, SMS marketing, whatever, all marketing targeting to that number. And feed them your content for 1 month. I at least do it for 21 days. Okay, so what happened is, the day I get the number, I put it in my prospecting campaign, where first day they will get an SMS. Second day, a WhatsApp about our product or service. Then an email. Then again, another SMS. I keep doing it for 21 days, at least, maybe in some case for 1 month. Then my team calls them. By the time my team calls them, they already know what is Infinito Mastermind Community. They already know what is Infinito Mastermind Community. You use the same strike. I'm openly giving my strategy to you so that you use it. Either you use it or lose it. Okay. If you use it, you will have result. If you don't use it, you will lose it. That's it. Okay. Nurture your prospect for 21 days or as much as possible, then call them so that they are well. Most of the time, my team members call them and ask, hi, this is so and so, is this Mr. so and so? I'm calling for, we are so and so. So, and have you heard about Infinito Mastermind community? Yeah, they are going to say yes, because we have been targeting them for quite long time. So that is one thing you can do. Okay. So I'll just repeat all the things I said. Call calling can't hurt you. Make call calling a game. Be willing to take risk. Warm it up as much as possible. Script out the entire call. Script out the entire call. Actually, we have a template of 17 steps for call calling script. Okay, know your first 7 seconds of call calling, and more you talk about you, worse you do. Focus on challenges you are saying, engage them to start talking. But best way is to ask questions, dig into what's really going on, get the next step logged in, confirm the next step. Do not run away from the phone after each call. Send reminders, don't reconfirm. And the last one, incorporate into prospecting campaign. First, like bombard them with all the marketing stuff to them, then make the call. So if you have any question, you can put it down. Yeah, thank you, Rakesh. It's icing or the cherry of a cake. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So if you have any question, please put it down in the Q&A option as soon as possible. I have to hand it over to Nikhil Mehta. He's waiting. So if you have any question, please put it down as soon as possible. And right now I'm sharing two links. One link is to the Facebook and another is into the Instagram. Go like the Facebook page, follow the Instagram page, because in case you miss my notification, you will get all the information over there. For example, I'll be posting all the upcoming events over there. I'll be sharing all what, sometimes I even share contents over there. So I don't promote anything in that Facebook page or Instagram page. It's a safe place for you to learn. So please make sure you like the Facebook page and Instagram. There's no question. So let's move forward. So the speaker for tomorrow is Vikram. Okay, I got the last question. I got a question over here. I'll answer it, Ramesh. Okay, the topic for tomorrow is understanding life mastery, and Vikram is going to talk about it tomorrow. Please make sure you are there tomorrow. And the question Ramesh is asking, is cold calling a proven way of getting leads, or do we have a better one? Normally, I have seen people don't listen to unknown calls. Okay, very good. So that is why I incorporated the prospecting campaign in the beginning, so that they are already informed about what kind of stuff you do. When you directly call, it's like a stranger. Okay. And one thing you can do when you make the call calling, make sure you are adding value to them. It's not about the sales, it's fixing an appointment and adding value. Adding value means you can provide something freebie or something, or share some information, or give some downloadable stuff, or do something that they are welcome. And also make sure you hook them in the first 7 seconds itself. To do that, we have a script. It's a 17 steps template in which you will be hooking them in first 7 seconds. Once you hook them, they won't leave that hook because they said yes. For example, if I ask you, like, due to current scenario, the market trend is really different, and we have a proven system that can help you increase your sales by 30%, at least by 30% in next 6 weeks. Are you interested? So it depends on the way and the confident and the way you talk. Are you interested, Mr. Ramesh? When I ask like that, it is like I'm authority over there. It's about the tonality. The most biggest problem is either your most of the team doesn't have a script, or they are not well coached to make the call. Call calling should be coached and trained. You should coach and train your team how to handle it. Then only they will be able to get. My clients are able to get appointments with the top CEOs. You can ask any of members of our mastermind community, are they getting appointment? We have amazing results happening in our mastermind community because we shared template over there, how to talk and stuff like that. So it's about how to coaching. There are plenty other methods, but I would say cold calling is the best way, because their interaction is personalized and it's on one-on-one. I would say cold calling is a really good idea to do it. Okay. And for people who joined us late, high energy participation is what we expect from you. And make sure you attend till the end of the session so that you can ask any question to Nikhil Metha. Also, make sure you take lots of notes. To take notes, I hope you have book, paper, pen, pencil, or something. So make sure you take lots of notes. And also make sure you respond to all the questions in the chat box. Whenever we ask any question, please respond in the chat box. And whenever you have any question or doubt, you may ask it in the Q&A option. Please make sure you only ask your questions in Q&A option only. Okay. And next, I would like to welcome Nikhil Metha, the passion coach. He's an expert of passion test. He's going to share passion accelerator profit. We have been together in a lot of places, in Bangalore, in Thailand. He's a good friend of mine, amazing trainer, amazing coach. I love the passion. When this is what attracted me. Whenever he sees about passion or passion test, the passion he shows is so amazing. I couldn't resist from not calling him. That's I told Nikhil about that actually. The way how passionate you were about what you are doing, that is what attracted me and invited you as a speaker. Thank you, Nikhil, for coming here, accepting my invitation. The entire floor is yours, Nikhil.
Thank you, Yapshad. It's indeed a pleasure to come on your platform, and I truly enjoyed what you just shared with your participants. All of you all did enjoy what Yapshad shared with you, right? So before we get into our session, can we just hear a big cheer for Yapshad by you all giving him a big shout out by just typing yay. You can just type a yay for Yapshad, please. And we'll give him a round of applause for being here.
Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you.
Thank you, Yapshad. It was indeed, it's indeed a great thing that you're doing, that we're able to, in this time of a lockdown, you're sharing immense knowledge with people to grow in their life and also take things forward once this lockdown is clear. Thank you very much for all your responses. Yes, Anil, Ramesh, yeah, I'm Anand. Thank you very much. I'm really delighted that you all found value in what Yapshad shared. And now it's my turn because Yapshad has given me the responsibility to share something which I am extremely passionate about. That's passions themselves. To share with you people and give whatever knowledge my mentors have shared with me. And that's created a wonderful difference in my life. It's been an incredible journey, which started in the year 2015. And ever since that day, when I knew about my passion to talk to people, life has taken a complete different change. How many of you would like to know more about your passions? Tell yes, please. Please type a yes on that. Great. Rohit, Venugopal, Anand, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sure all of you all agree that passions is something. Thank you. Thank you for your responses. I'm sure all of you all agree that passions play a very essential role in our life today. And if you're passionate about something, the life takes a complete different meaning. So today's session, I am going to try my best to share 5 most important, valuable aspects of passion that I feel completely relate to the fact that you can grow in your profits when it comes to living a passionate life. Is that good? If it's good, please type yes. If you feel that yes, profits need to lead to, coming from your passionate life. Thank you very much. It's an incredible crowd. Thank you very much. I love it when the audience is able to relate to something which I need to share with them. And to begin with, I would surely like to make this point that this is the understanding which I have taken from my mentors, which I feel deeply grateful for. And I would like to add the value to you by sharing the rightful knowledge. So I'm going to try my best in this 1 hour, which I'm there with you guys today, to share whatever best possible I can do in order to make your life more meaningful when it comes to living your passions, right? In these 5 points, which I'm going to share with you today, if you are able to accelerate yourself in accepting any 3 or more, believe me, you're going to see a drastic change in the amount of profit that you're doing in the just next 2 or 3 months, which will be visible to you in your numbers. It would be great if you can adapt all the 5, because all the 5 actually go in hand. So before I go to that, would it be good if I could share a little bit about myself with you guys? If it's okay, please tell okay. Please type okay. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you, Guru Prasad. Thank you, Anand. Thank you all. My journey started as a business entrepreneur in the year 2005. I am a trader dealing with furniture products. That's plywood, laminate, veneers. And we supply to architects and interior designers. And I have been doing that ever since 2005. My company still runs today in Bangalore. I'm based out of Bangalore. And since 2005, I have been into the business, extremely passionate about that business. But all the way in 2014, when I attended a BNI, I'm a part of BNI, by the way. When I attended an annual event of BNI, I identified that the top 5 passions in my life are something which I need to look into and live by it in order to succeed in my life. We all want to succeed in life. So if we know what our top 5 passions are, we are definitely going to live to the best of our potential. So that is when I looked into the papers and I found that my topmost passion is to talk to people and help them enjoy and grow in their life to the fullest format. That is when I decided not only to be a trader, but also to be a trainer, a facilitator, a guide, a mentor, whatever possible, in order to talk to people and also help them grow in the best possible way. Doing that, I started training myself. I went to various places where Yafshad did mention to you all. YKK mentioned that we have been in a lot of trainings together. We've traveled abroad to get our certifications. I've got my certification, one in Tokyo. I've done another certification at Phuket. I've done another one in Taipei. And you know what's the most fascinating point of doing the certifications? Major point of the time, whether there were 100 participants or 150 participants or 300 participants, I usually landed up to be among the 1 or 2 participants which were coming from India. It was a real proud moment. It was like you were representing your country in learning something new. So it was a real proud moment for me. Hence, I gathered all that knowledge and have come back to India. I'm a facilitator for the Passion Test, which is a program which helps people identify what are the top 5 passions in their life and also help them understand how they can leverage the life of passions in order to accelerate not only by profits, but also living a meaningful life. I have done this Passion Test for close to 2,500 people. And I also have done sessions at Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, to name a few cities, and Mumbai. So it's been a fantastic journey as a trainer today. Also, my trading business takes a lot of support from my passion of doing things, because over there also I can feel the difference of how I've able to grow that business using the knowledge which I get here. I'm sure you all are also passionate about so many things. So let me begin by at least, asking you, how many of you are sure of what is the meaning of passion? If you are sure of, you can just type I am. And if you're doubtful, just type in the chat box doubtful. If you know what is passion, I'm just asking you, do you know the meaning of passions? Right? I'm getting I am from major of them. Yes, fire within. Ramesh, you're right. It's another definition of passion. It's some fire within you. Guru Prasad mentioned that he's doubtful. So major of them are mentioning that I am. Thank you for your responses. But just for Guru Prasad and reconfirming to all of y'all, I would like to share my definition of passion. This is not a book definition. Even Anil has a doubt. So we'll help all of them just to get a better understanding of what passions are. Passion is that activity of your life which you are sure of doing on a repeated basis, which gets you joy, fulfillment, and you are also growing by the day. You feel the sense of fulfillment is what I meant. Passion is something which will help you grow, right? So this is something which is within you. Let me clear one thing. Passions come from your heart and it has nothing to do with your mind. Yes, to live a passionate life, the plan, the action steps is what needs to come from your mind, but the passions are born in your heart. Yes, Nikhil wants me to repeat once more. Passions is something which comes from your heart, which helps you do a particular activity on a repeated basis, wherein you get more of fulfillment and joy, and also you see yourself growing. There is a chat which is mentioned, if you are not growing, are you not passionate? It's not. It's on what is the criteria you have set for yourself on terms of growing. See, one step taken in a day also moves that you have come ahead by a step. Growth has a different meaning. So you'll have to see where you were yesterday when you're talking about your passion, Sanjay, and then judge whether you have moved forward. If you have not moved forward, that means you have not grown. So you're still passionate about that thing, but if you have not moved from where you were earlier, then it's not growth, right? Because passions ultimately help you grow. We'll go on this further. In the meantime, in the chat box, you can mention the responses which I want for my questions. But if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A section, which Yapshad has mentioned to you. We will definitely look into that, or in between, I would surely look into the Q&A section, see if there are any questions, and then I will answer them and take them forward. Is that good? Just press good if you want to move forward. Can we move forward? Good? Yes. Great. I'm getting responses as good. Fantastic. So let's move forward, and we would now like to begin with the 5 benefits of living a passionate life. I would love that you could use a pen or a paper to note down these things, because there are 5 simple points which is going to be on your screen. But if you can make note of them, you can always look back to these things, because these are going to help you in order to check how your passions are accelerating your profits on a day-to-day basis. The first point, and by the way, Yapshad's going to help me with this. So the first point, when it comes to your benefits of living a passionate life, is fulfillment and joy. How many of you like stories? Just type yes if you like stories, because I'm going to share a story for this point. How many of you like to hear a story? Yes, we all love stories, right? Stories give a very nice meaning to us when we are actually trying to learn something. So here I have a story of a factory where they were processing vegetables and packing them to send it to customers. Nowadays, cleanliness is, thank you for your responses. As I was saying, cleanliness is a very essential part for shopping, especially for vegetables and fruits. So this was a factory which used to buy vegetables and fruits in bulk. They used to pack it. They used to clean it up, pack it, and send it to the stores so that it can be sold. And it so happened that the demand kept growing and they needed to employ new people all the time. So once a new crowd of people, the laborers had joined in the factory, and they started working by just looking into the food department and going to the vegetables, packing them, and then processing and packing it again, cleaning them, and then packing it again. I'm sorry. Cleaning them, packing it, and processing it further. In 2 or 3 days' time, this batch of laborers came up to the management and said, this is a highly boring job. How many of you feel sometime in life you've seen someone in a boring job, or you yourself have been in a boring job? Type yes if you've been there. If you have seen someone doing a boring job, or you've been in one, right? We all have seen them, or we've been there, right? When it's a boring job, your energy tends to go down. You don't feel good about being there. Thank you for your responses. So what happened there was the management was confused. He's like, we have a bunch of laborers already working. They have never complained. How come this team of laborers who have just joined, and it's hardly been a few days since they're working, they have already got bored of the same job? This is something we need to dig into. They kept that labor team aside, called the labor team who had been working for a longer period of time with them for months together. They called them into the room, and they said, there is a particular team of laborers who had just joined in a few days back. They are already bored with the job, but you guys have been with us for the last couple of months. What is it that has kept you going in this place? So one of them just stood up and said, the most common thing about us is we are extremely passionate about the work which we are doing, because we feel we are doing something good for people. We are passionate about doing good for people. So once you help us clean the vegetables and pack them properly, it gives us that good feel factor that we have benefited someone who's going to consume these vegetables and fruits. And also, the mere joy of meeting the same crowd, like-minded people, gives us a high to come to work every single day. This is what the management understood, that if anybody is passionate about what they are doing, is when they're going to have a certain level of fulfillment and joy. So this is the most important thing about your passions. The first point is fulfillment and joy. When you start living your passionate life, you are definitely going to experience a level of fulfillment and joy. And this level of fulfillment and joy is going to help you achieve something which is called your destiny. That is your purpose in life. For you to achieve your purpose in life, you need to be in fulfillment and joy space when you're trying to live your destiny. Everybody was comfortable with the story? Did you get the point across as to how passions give you fulfillment and joy? Right? Everyone's got that point? Great. So that's the point, that when you start living a passionate life, irrelevant of what you're passionate about, you tend to experience fulfillment and joy. And every single one of us is looking to have more fulfillment and more joy in life, right? So that leads us to the second point that we look forward to, which is high energy. The second point which I would like to mention when it comes to benefits of living a passionate life which leads to profitability is high energy. Now, I would like to ask you all, we all have been to school, we have had our normal days of schooling, and we've all played games at school, right? So if you have played the games at school, we all had our local games, we played the normal games, that's football, cricket, hockey, basketball, and the regular games. We had our local games also, which was a bunch of friends we used to play in our own ways of games. If you have played those games, just type in a yes. If you've enjoyed those games and played those games during your school days, type a yes. Right? Yes. See, everyone's played those games and you have enjoyed it during your school days, probably even in your college days. Right? So what is that one thing common which you all would agree, that when we used to play these games in school, all that we all enjoyed was doing things at high energy. The games gave us such high that we used to play the games in a very high energy level, right? And that is how we used to learn the games faster. We enjoyed that more, and we also tend to have time passing by without even we realizing it. Am I right? The example of high energy is very, very equivalent to the fact that in your school days, when you played the games, you were always at high energy. Not only this one example, in your life, if you look back, any particular event, when you have been in a high energy, whether it's a learning event, it's a playing event, or participating event, or generally organizing something, or even getting across, sitting on a family dinner or a lunch, if you were in a high energy, it made all the difference. So living a passionate life leads ultimately you having high energy in life. So you tend to learn more, you tend to enjoy more. That again leads you back to having more fulfillment and more joy. So what happens when you live a passionate life is you tend to experience high energy, which leads to a lot of more work accomplished. I hope you people got the point of high energy directly relating to you attaining and achieving more. And this happens directly when you're trying to live what you're extremely passionate about. Am I right? So with high energy, I would like to mention another point, which is very, very equivalent, was if you would have looked to any football match. A lot of people are football fans now. The craze of cricket is getting equally matched with the football matches. What happens when you see a good, intense football match? Manchester United versus Chelsea. Your energy levels are high. You are in good spirits, and you want the best possible things at that time because your energies are high, right? You're experiencing the best moments of your life. This is what happens when you are in high energy. You tend to give your best, you tend to live your best, and you try to experience also the best part of life. So passions lead to you being in high energy in the most of the times that you are there. This is another point. So point number one was fulfillment and joy. The point number two is high energy. Now, we'll move to the third point, which is learn to grow. Point number 3 is learn to grow. I would like to share another story with you at this point when I mean to say about learn to grow. Passionate life leads to people getting the openness of learning. Because if you're passionate about something, you would like to grow yourself in the knowledge of that particular field. I'm extremely passionate about being a trainer, but I knew in the year 2014, when I came to know that my topmost passion is to talk to people and enhance the life of people for better, I knew that I was not probably the best possible trainer. I might not be even today. Rather, I am not one today. I'm still practicing. I need to even grow my skills further. But that day on 2014, when I learned about my top passion, I automatically moved into a phase where I was open to learning. And what happens when you're trying to learn? You're gathering knowledge. And I'm sure all of you all would have heard that knowledge leads to more earning. Learn leads to more earn, right? If you have more knowledge, you seem to be gathering more income, right? So I would like to share a story of someone I'm sure you all would have heard about. I'm sure you all know the name in basketball world. It's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was a player who was not appreciated in the initial days. In fact, when he was in his schools and he was practicing basketball, he was not even selected for the team. The coach then told him, Michael, you might be good, but you're not fit for the team yet. You need to practice. So what happened? Michael did not take this as a negative remark, or it did not pull him down. He was so extremely passionate about playing basketball that he started to go for practice at 6 a.m. in the morning before school. He also went on to practice after school. And he practiced so hard that you all know that Michael Jordan, even today, is one of the biggest names in the world of basketball. Just to share a few, that Michael Jordan is the single player who has 632 games on his name, wherein he's not lost more than 3 games in a row. That's a record by itself. When it comes to awards, he's won more than 30 awards, out of which there are 14 NBA awards, and more than 5 are the most valuable player awards. So this is what happens when you're extremely passionate about something. You are willing to learn more. You want to give more out of yourself in order to learn the best possible things, because if you're passionate about something, you would like to be extremely good at that, right? So how many of you agree that you are ready to learn more because you're passionate about something, and hence knowledge will grow you to an extent where you will be the expert possible or the best possible person to go to when it comes to that field of knowledge? How many of you agree? Yes, I see answers coming in already. Thank you very much, Ramesh. Anand, yes. George, thank you. Yes, this is what happens when you're trying to live a passionate life. We all start opening up what we are passionate about. We start opening up to the area of learning, and learning leads to more knowledge, right? So this is one more thing which will lead to further profitability. This is the third point. Now I would like you to take you to the fourth point. The fourth point is handle failure or rejections. What happens when you're trying to live your passions is you are open to handle failures or rejections. I'm sure all of you all would agree that any successful person you take today, any field, whether it's business, it's sports, it's politics, or any field, even it's in cooking industry or any other industry, they would have definitely failed in the beginning. In all probabilities, they have failed multiple times. They never gave up. And then they found one day when they have never looked back to failure, and they've just been succeeding by the day. So this is what happens when you're passionate about something. It gives you the energy to even handle failures or rejections. Every single time you're faced with a failure or a rejection, if you're passionate about that thing, you're just going to overcome it, saying that, yes, this is the path of my growth. I am open to this. I would love to take this failure. This failure cannot put me down. I'm not going to give up on my passions. I'm not going to feel dejected because I got rejected right now. And I am going to take it forward by correcting what made me fail in this, or what got me rejected over here. I'm going to correct it. I'm going to learn what it takes in order to grow from here, right? That's how you will handle yourself when it comes to failure if you're passionate about something. Believe me, I was not a trainer. Giving my example before I go into another story, my example is I was not a trainer. The very first time when I took the stage, I do not have stage fear. Believe me, I have been from my childhood days. I used to easily, talk to people from the stage. But I definitely had the fear of whether people are interested in my knowledge. And that's what happened when I took up the stage. I actually showed people my sweating face, and I used to stop in between when I was talking. People started doubting my knowledge, but that was not considered as a failure which would put me down. I considered that failure to be something which I need to correct as soon as possible, because the passion which I had to talk to people was far bigger than this particular thing to pull me down. Now, coming to our story, when it comes to handling failure and rejection, I'm sure all of you all love cricket. And if you love cricket, there is one person you would surely love in cricket. That is our recently retired captain, MS Dhoni, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. I I doubt how many of you know this, but if you know, it's extremely good. I would like to share it. That do you know that Mahendra Singh Dhoni, if you have seen the MS Dhoni movie, you would surely know, was not meant for cricket. He was meant for football. Rather, his passion was to play football. Then he got trained. He also found his passion in cricket. He got himself trained further. He learned how to grow in cricket. And then when it came to playing for his country, which was his ultimate goal, to play for his country, he got selected. He started playing for his country. The first century, he was always known to be a great batsman and a wicket keeper. The selectors had selected him for that, and the minute he was put on crease, the first one day, he couldn't score a big one. The second also did not get him a century. The third match also did not get him century. It was all the way in the fourth one day international, which was on the April 5th of 2005, is when MS Dhoni scored his first century. This is what happens. He is definitely the one person you can look up to when it comes to handling failure. He was the captain of the team which led the team to 2011 World Cup, but we had a great failure before that. The team's morale was low. He handled failure to the core. He's one classic example. Yes, I do agree with Sanjay. Sachin too is a classic example. And I feel even Kapil Sharma, he went for singing. Absolutely. You people are sharing great examples of people who have actually handled failure because they were passionate about something and they never wanted to give up. So this is what happens when you are extremely passionate about something and you never want to give up. You feel you have a right to come above the failure, come above the rejection, and show the world that you are truly passionate about it. So this is what happened with MS Dhoni also, who actually lived up to this. And you all know, he's been probably one of the most successful captains. He's led to the team winning Champions Trophy, World Cup T20, World Cup 50 overs. He's been the best possible captain when it comes to receiving awards for the team. So this is what happens when you're consistently there, living your passion, handling failures when they come, handling the rejections, and never giving up on what you're passionate about, which ultimately led to him being profitable in terms of getting a name, fame, and you all know he gets the heaviest possible checks today, or rather sometime back when it came to any sportsman in India. So that led to a huge profitability also for him. So right now we've covered 4 points. That is fulfillment and joy, high energy. Then we moved into handling. The third point which we shared was learn to grow, and now handle failure or rejections. If you are clear with all the 4, say clear. Or if you have a doubt, please put your questions in the question Q&A before I go into the 5th point. If you have any questions, please put them in Q&A, or you can type clear if all the 4 points were clear to you. Clear? Great. So if in the course of time, if you have any other questions coming up, or after we have completed the 5, you can always share me the question. Thank you very much for your responses, that all the points are clear. All the 4 points are clear with you. Now coming to our 5th point. 5th point is, believe me, this is one of the most enlightening point when it came to living my passionate life, is the demand is high when you're good at something. When you're good at it, your demand tends to increase. This is very simple if you look at it. Because if you're good at something, there is always a need for it, right? Right from the products which we take on our day-to-day life, if it can be as simple as the shampoo which you're using, or the soap which you're using, or the clothes which you wear, or the watch which you wear. We all look out for which is the good stuff which is available in the market. We look for the good stuff, and hence the demand for the good stuff is always there. You never see the good things losing their demand. The goodness is always in demand when it comes to, if you remember the old craftsmen, if you look at the old structures in India, we have a very rich heritage in India today. We are live in a country where we have got classic architectural buildings which are done right. It taken in any era of any kings, we always had great architecture coming up. That was great work. Even today, we look out for craftsmen who can do great work. So it never loses its demand. There is a great designing aspect when it comes to architecture. At the same time, if you look at any good restaurants, you will see that in your city, whichever your city you are, I'm grateful for the fact that we have people from all over India. I congratulate Yapshad for that. Sorry to cut off and go into that, but I'm so happy that so many people from so many different cities could join us here today. If you look at your own city, there are restaurants which have been famous for no matter how many years, just because they have been good at what they are cooking. They have been good at the taste which they deliver to their customers who come down for food, and hence their demand is always there. If you look at any aspect in life, you would all agree that if it's good quality, whatever it is, it will always have its demand. So when you're living a passionate life, you are definitely open to growing, you are open to learning, you are okay with handling failure and rejection, you are always experiencing high energy, and because of the fulfillment and joy, you are able to live a very comfortable life when it comes to growing. And this leads to you becoming good at what you're passionate about. Right from playing an instrument, in the initial days, you would be a disaster. That's a very famous saying. Every master was once a disaster, right? That is what happens to everybody. Extremely passionate people from disaster become a master. They hone their skill by practicing, by doing it again and again, learning the right skills, going to the right mentors, and seeing to that they become knowledgeable in the aspect of what they are passionate about, right? Hence, when you do something really good, keep practicing in that, you will always be in demand. People will be ready to pay for whatever you are doing good. Let me share a story of another person who you all I'm definitely love hearing to, also has the same line of story. I'm sure all of you all would have heard the songs coming out from Arijit Singh, right? There are so many people who are a fan of him today, and his voice is the most melodious, people say, when it comes to today's singers. Arijit Singh, if you Google him, was from a very small town called Jiaganj, Mushkilabad, West Bengal. It's in West Bengal. It's a small district called Murshidabad district in West Bengal. A small town where such a great singer was from. He never gave up on his passion. He came on to a program called Saregama, became a participant, won that, and there was no looking back. So if you're passionate about something and you are good at it, if you keep growing your skills on it, you will tend to keep growing no matter what. And once you're growing and you're good at it, your demand will never seem to come down. It is just that more and more you get better on it, the more and more demand you get, right? So the idea is, when you're passionate about something and you tend to become good, you definitely are in demand, and hence that will lead to you earning more profitability out of it, right? So this covers up the 5 points which I wanted to share with you when it comes to living a passionate life, and which will lead to ultimately you getting more profits. Before I move on to how exactly you can use these 5 points on a daily basis, or what you can do about these 5 points, just tell me that just by the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to repeat the 5 points to you, but I would like to know the number which you felt was the most appealing to you. I just want a random thing. The first point is fulfillment and joy. The second is high energy. The third is learn to grow. The fourth is handle failure and rejections. And the fifth is demand, when you are good at something. So just type the number 1 to 5, which out of which the number which resonated the most with you, or you found it most appealing. 4, 2, 5. Great. 4. Oh, Rakesh says 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Thank you. 5, 2, 1. Oh, great. So definitely there was 1.5, I feel, is resonating with the maximum people in the group here. Thank you very much. 1 and 5. Thank you. Thank you for your responses. I feel if these 5 points on a day-to-day basis, if you incorporate in your life, I will definitely feel that you are leading towards the path which will lead to more profits. Thank you very much for your responses. Now, coming to that magic formula, which I feel if you put in when you're using these 5, if you remember this one formula, that will help you live a passionate life no matter what. First is, it's a 3-word formula. The first word in the 3-word formula is intention. This is not, there is no slide for this, so you will have to make a note of this. It's intention. It's intention. So what do I mean by intention is, whatever you're passionate about in life, you need to have that in your intention. It says that a famous mentor of mine said that whatever you focus on expands. So first you need to put your intention that you're passionate about something and you would like to live that. You need to practice this intention on a daily basis by saying it to yourself, looking into the mirror, telling it to the people you know, or the clones one around, having mentors for it. So the first thing you need to have is intention. Thank you, Yapshad, for helping me on this. The first part of the formula, it's a 3-part formula. The first part is intention. All right. Once you have set your intention on it, the next word on your formula is, once your intention is there, you need to give the attention to it. What do I mean by attention? The second word on the formula is, after you have set the intention, you need to give the attention to it. Now, what do I mean by attention? Attention is whatever you focus on also expands. That is, when you are passionate about something, you are doing the relevant actions in it, is when you are giving the relevant attention to it, and hence you will grow. Right? After the intention is set, you need to take the action. So the action when you take after your intention is what is the meaning of attention. You need to be attentive about what you're passionate about. You will have a lot of distractions in life. Attention also means to avoid the distractions which will come in your way. So in order to avoid the distraction is when you will give your attention towards what you're passionate about and deliver what it takes. Take the action steps which are needed to take for what you're passionate about. So the second word in the formula is attention. The third one might sound a little funny, but is the most important in the formula. The last part of the formula is no tension. Intention, attention, and no tension. You are not supposed to take any tension. It's NO tension, no tension. Now there are 2 aspects to no tension. The first aspect to no tension is, one is you are not supposed to be in any state of tension when you're trying to live a passionate life. You cannot be fearful, you cannot be worried, you cannot be tensed with any kind of inferiority or thing when it comes to living a passionate life. You need to be tension free. It's something which you're passionate about. You might be bad at it, or might be little good at it, or even worse at it. It's your way of looking at it. So you're not supposed to get tensed over it, because if you're tensed about something, you are not living a passion which you are extremely passionate about. Because passions come from the heart, they feel good, they cannot make you tensed, right? See, other people, just coming to Rakesh's point, after I finished no tension, the first half of no tension, if you are in a state of being worried about something, as in terms of what will happen or what will others say, which I'm covering Rakesh's point now, what will others say, they never felt your passion, so they will not know what feeling it is to you. Or rather, after you have achieved something of that passion which you're trying to live, the achievement is going to be felt by you and not by them. And it's a very old belief, and it's very much true, that when people are not able to do something, they criticize others and stop others from doing it, saying that you will not be able to do it, or there is no point doing this, or there's nothing there in this. They give you different reasons and pull you down. Because people can't achieve things, they expect others also not to. This is like the frog theory. When they are in a ditch, a frog never allows another frog to go out, because he cannot go out, he pulls the other frog down. That's a very simple philosophy when people are growing in their life. Other people around them, if you have people around you who criticize you for what you're passionate about, I feel keep them in life if they are extremely important, but don't keep them aware of what you're doing with your passions. Rather, grow with your passions and show them what is the success you have achieved because of your passions, so that they can also start thinking of what they are passionate about in their life. Right? So the first section of no tension is not to feel low about what what you're passionate about. There should be no kind of tension in your head when it comes to living a passionate life. The second part of no tension is, once you have taken the action steps which are relevant for your passionate life, don't get tensed with the result. First and foremost, if you've given your 100%, if you have delivered what was needed, you are going to get the result which you are looking for. You will succeed in what you wanted to do. Because you have worked for it, because you have given the time and effort for it, you will succeed. But if you don't get the result which you wanted, that is, if you don't succeed in that particular day or event, what you are extremely passionate about, take it as that's the will of the universe or the God or the superior energy, that there is something more for you coming your way, and hence this is just an hurdle which you need to cross. You are not supposed to get demotivated or tensed because you did not get the result which you need. The universe above is looking for people who are sincerely putting in efforts to get something more out of their life. So your rewards will be coming to you. It's just that this is not the moment for it. So coming to the two aspects, the first aspect of no tension is don't get tensed when you're trying to live any passion of yours. Secondly, don't be tensed don't get tensed or disappointed if the results of the action taken by you in the field of the passion which you're living doesn't come in your favor. Don't get tensed. The universe is going to reward you with something even bigger. Hence, you need to keep moving ahead in your passionate life. So this is my formula for you guys. When you use this 5 steps, remember this formula also: intention, attention, and no tension. When you apply all the 3, believe me, with the mix of the 5 and this formula existing, you are bound to live an extremely passionate life, which ultimately, in due course of time, will reap the profits that you're looking for. The profits can be in terms of relationship, it can be in terms of health, it can be in terms of wealth, right? So if you guys are happy with receiving this formula, just type in happy. You are happy that this formula was revealed to you. Happy? Great. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing this bit. And right. So thank you very much. Good and happy. That's delighted. Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you very much. I am also extremely passionate about helping people I work with get maximum out of the knowledge which I can share. And it so happens that I would love to have any doubts cleared. If you people have any questions, or if you are stuck somewhere, we can always take a question and answer now before I hand over to Yapshad. And if there are any questions coming our way, I would like to see that first. If anybody has any doubts. I don't think so. We are having great. It was great that I could add. Wow, it's fantastic. Thank you very much that we could do this. Yes, before handing over to Yapshad, I would again like to thank, first of all you guys for being here in this session, which I could, speak to you guys. It's been a delightful evening. And in whatever time I could, I hope I've added the best possible value, and looking forward to you guys living a passionate life by using the best possible formulas that you could get value from here today. And also, if you need any other help, Yapshad and me are always there to help you guys. We are open to any kind of work which can help people experiencing a better life. Thank you very much. Thank you, Yapshad, for this opportunity, and looking forward to meeting you guys whenever soon possible. Thank you. Over to Yapshad.
Nikhil, participants are not ready to leave you like that. We have the first question over here. Guru Prasad is asking, how to identify what is our passion?
Wow. Guru Prasad, great to hear that question. Thank you very much. We have something called as the passion test, where we help people to identify what they are passionate about. But when it comes to you immediately trying to find out, I have two things which I would like to mention to you. One is your passions need to come from your heart. So if you're passionate about something, just see whether you're feeling good about it or it's coming from your head. That's one judgment criteria. The second thing is you should be okay of repeating that activity on a daily basis. If you are okay doing that on a daily basis and you feel fulfilled and joy when you do that activity, you are passionate about that. And the third aspect in today's date and time, I would definitely like to say is find out what you're passionate about, which can get money into your pocket. It's not that passion needs to fuel in money, but if you're going to be passionate about something wherein you're not going to get paid or not earn money, it's slowly going to burn you out. So also see to that what you're passionate about. Either if it's not going to fetch you money, do it as a part-time activity or sometime which is not going to take away all your time, or do it as an activity which will bring in money into your pocket, right?
Okay, Nikhil, thank you for answering Guru Prasad's question. We have similar question from Shyam Sundar. He is asking, can we find passion which we have?
Yes, definitely. See, passion. Can we find passion which we have? Definitely. Passions is something which you will have and only you can feel. So there is nothing that I can tell you that you are passionate about this. It's about you, that you need to sit in your own space. Yapshad, this brings us to a very fascinating point. We as human beings have the tendency to help others whenever needed, spend time with others' needs and wants whenever needed. But when it comes to ourselves, we give ourselves the least importance. We give ourselves the least time. We give ourselves the least amount of energy at times. Hence, spend time with yourself, identify what you love doing, write them down on a piece of paper, then check whether you would like to do it on a repeated basis. Thirdly, check whether you get fulfillment and joy if you do that. This, I feel, will help you somehow get into a better position in identifying what you're passionate about. Right?
Thank you, Nikhil, for that wonderful answer. We have a kind of testimonial over here from Ramesh Nair. Passion and success, passion and accelerator profit. What a wonderful idea.
Thank you very much. It's all thanks to Yapshad. We both, were talking about this, and he was really looking forward to having a session wherein he wanted people to know that passion and profits coexist. And hence we could come up with this event for you guys, wherein these points were added to the best of my knowledge to add more value to you guys.
Shyam Sundar has a second question. Can we grow passion in which we have to do?
Can you just repeat the question, Yapshad?
Can we grow passion? What we have to do?
Absolutely. Once you're passionate about something, you will have to grow in it. Because, see, being passionate about something is what you feel. But we are not born with the required skills and talents when it comes to a particular passion. The day Sachin Tendulkar was born, he was not born a cricketer. He had to develop the skills of being the world-class cricketer that he was. Even Zakir Hussain or anybody, any famous personality to take, Amitabh Bachchan, he was not born as an actor. He really skilled himself to be the best possible actor today. Every single person that you see successful today was passionate about that industry where he is, but always kept training himself, growing himself, and learning what it takes to be the best possible in that industry.
Okay, thank you, Nikhil. We have another question. Can we collaborate our passion with our financial goals?
Absolutely. What happens over here is you just need to see that whatever the financial activity that you're doing, if you're extremely passionate about that, then it works brilliant. it works brilliant. If you're extremely passionate about the work which you're doing, that's magic. But for example, let me take it as an example. If you're doing something where you're earning well, but you are not extremely passionate about that, that's the case with me. My trading business is where I earn my money, but I was not extremely passionate about that. But I was passionate about talking to people. So what happened was I was getting my finances right from there by putting in the efforts needed there. And my passion was giving me the fulfillment and joy and the energy needed in order to do this work. I used to take it from my training. So when your work and passion is the same, brilliant. You have a magic formula, you are bound to succeed. But if your passion and your work are two different things, I feel do your passions as much as you can to get the energy, to get the fulfillment, to get the joy, and use all that energy, joy, and fulfillment to fuse in here so that you make the maximum out of this.
Okay, thank you, Nikhil. We have a question from Shia Babu. He's asking, who drives passion, brain or heart?
It's your heart where the passions get generated. It's the mind which needs to tell you how you need to succeed in passion. So it's a collaboration. It is born from your heart, and then it is accelerated towards the growth by your mind.
Okay, Venugopal is asking, can your passion be different than what you can do for livelihood?
Absolutely, it can be different, but if you can collaborate the two, well and good. If it has to be different, you can make it different by being in your livelihood the most of the time so you can earn the maximum profit. But don't ignore your passions. What happens is, with your livelihood, since you're not completely passionate about it, it will drain your energy out. Like I mentioned earlier, for your energy levels, for your joy, for your fulfillment, you will have to live a certain part of your passion so that you get all the energy required to perform this task of your livelihood. Right?
Okay, Nikhil, we have a person, Anish is asking, can you please share the link to test our passion?
Yapshad will be able to help you out sooner, very soon.
Okay. Guys, at the end of this session, we'll be putting you all through a support system where Nikhil will be a part of it. There, we will share the link for it. Okay?
Absolutely. Pleasure.
And we have a very active participant from Kuala Lumpur, actually.
Wow. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for attending.
Okay. So he's asking, what is the most effective, fastest way to pick ourselves up when passion depletes?
The easiest way is to relate to your destiny and passion. Just look down as to, with your passion, what was it that you could achieve. Just look at the end goal when it comes to living that passionate life. Now, as a trainer, my end goal is to influence the life of nothing less than 10,000 people in the near future. So when I am feeling low or deprived of energy and I still want to live my passion, I close my eyes and look at that 10,000 audience, which are going to be happy about the fact that I am doing what I love doing today and adding value with the knowledge which I have. So that gets me back my energy, and that gives me the fuel to work more.
Thank you, Nikhil, for answering it. Yeah, Nara is saying wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so is there any other question? I'll wait for another 30 seconds if you guys want. We have a couple of minutes left. Else we will go forward. So here is a link. I'm going to paste it in the chat box. Please make sure you join this Facebook group and WhatsApp group. All the speakers, including Nikhil, will be part of this Facebook group and WhatsApp group. There will be no promotion from our part. There will be only value addition. We'll be sharing a lot of freebies over there, free coaching, free training, free templates, free whatever it is. We'll be sharing over there, and also all the participants will be able to access or reach out to the speakers over there. So please make sure you join the Facebook group and WhatsApp group. This is where you are going to utilize and brainstorm, and we are going to support after the lockdown is lifted. So please make sure you are part of Facebook group and WhatsApp group as soon as possible. And Rakesh Bhatia is saying, when food and sleep can wait, but I'm not willing to leave what I'm doing. That is passion. Yeah, great.
Great. Excellent,
Rakesh.
excellent definition, Rakesh.
I'm really happy to have such a wonderful participants and very responsive participants. Thank you so much for attending this late night. And Nikhil, would you like to say anything to the participants?
Oh, definitely. I am. My request to you sincerely is first, just feel what you're passionate about. Secondly, align yourself to living the passionate life. Believe me, once you start living that right from day one, whenever you look back, you would not have a sense of deep regret ever if you have lived what you're passionate about. So, welcome to the world of fulfillment and joy if you're living a passionate life.
Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you, Nikhil,
Thank
for
you.
spending your valuable time. For the participants, all the speakers who are speaking over here, spending a lot of time to prepare, also do a test webinar before the session. So they are spending their valuable time for us. So please give clap to Nikhil Mehta. Please give clap in the chat.
A big clap for all of you all for participating so well, and to Yapshad also, please. Thank you very much.
Keith. So tomorrow we have Vikram. He's going to talk on understanding life mastery. Amazing session, amazing person. Please make sure you attend tomorrow. Once again, thank you for attending Business Success Conference 2020, an initiative taken by Infinito Mastermind Community with the support of BNI Thrissur region. My name is Yamshad Kiki. You can call me Waikiki. I'm a senior entrepreneur who turned into a business coach. Bye-bye. Good night till tomorrow. Bye, Nikhil.